and welcome to the Inbetween Podcast. I'm user host Joe Scott, and I'm joined here by Tony Tonesarati.
Also known as Fat T in the DJing
Also
business.
known as Fat T. He's done many songs with Toxic Tony. So,
yeah.
Before we start the podcast, should we talk about the controversial title of this podcast?
Yeah, I think we do need to talk about the controversial title.
Okay, so before we start the podcast, Tony, what was it? Monopoly on Steam was tagged as a city builder, was it?
No. Okay, I was looking at on Humble. I've got Anno 1800 right now is 50% off. And I was just looking, like underneath it is like, oh, other city builders.
After thinking about it, in Monopoly, you're in a city and you are building hotels and acquiring properties. I think Monopoly is a city builder. That's my hot take.
Well, okay. We got a hot take from Michael here.
Go on then.
And he's like, I guess sort of in some way, it's his official response.
Well,
so,
that's as official as it gets. I guess. Okay. Wow.
I guess okay. Yeah.
Okay. You wanted to mention something about Stellaris quickly, didn't you?
Yeah, I'll get my stuff out of the way quickly. I think because I just want to say it's been 4 years since Stellaris first came out.
Congratulations,
it's
Paradox.
Crazy. Which also means it's been 4 years since I've been at university because like it came out like just as I was doing my finals.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Where's the time gone? Yeah, it's crazy. Like I was watching a video, like it was like crazy how different original Stellaris was to what it is now. Like it's like so much thing has been added, like for free as well. Obviously supported by the DLC you pay, which is arguably not as worth the money as the base game. But it is crazy. But yeah, there's a new patch. I think I want to say the 12th, like 14th, like a couple of days now. Actually, it's the 10th today. I think it's like going to be the 13th or 14th. I think it's Wednesday or Thursday. I could be wrong, but I think it's just
fake news.
They're adding space whaling as like a because they added the UN
whaling. Sorry.
All right, they added this UN system in the last update, right?
Okay.
There are there've been whales in the game for like the longest time, but now
like whales in space or on planets.
Yeah, space. Like they look weird. They're not. We just call them space whales.
Can you send me an image of space whales?
I can.
What do space whales look like?
I can't remember how you spell the actual name. I'm just going to type space whales.
Right.
I thought there's a Chenki, but I don't know how you spelled that. Yeah, he's the space. Okay, there's two different sorts of space whales, I think. But one's sadly not a space whale. This is an amoeba. Hang on, I send you the amoeba. I need a good space. Oh, here we go. That's a tiny image.
Here it is. I guess that kind of looks. It's kind of more like a squid, I would say.
Yeah. Well, you should see these ones. These are the space whales, and they're far more like squid.
Okay.
So now there's like in the UN you can either like force people to kill them. Basically, it's like they're like vermin. You have to remove them.
Right.
But as you kill them, you get like research and other minerals and things from them, or like gases. I think exotic gases. I think is what you get from them.
You can make some perfume.
Used to hunt them. But xenophiles tend to not like you killing space wildlife.
Oh,
so
right.
they get pissed off. So they're actually adding that as like a proper mechanic now. That they actually have like a home system.
Embargo Darius for hunting space.
Yeah, basically. So you can like have a galactic lord like stop hunting space whales. You can like embargo them and like force them out of the markets and things, which is kind of cool.
I always find it pretty funny that in real life some of the most expensive perfumes are made out of whale vomit.
Yeah, I recently found that out as well. Actually, it's like that's crazy. Why is that a thing?
What were you saying?
It's like lots of small changes. Like there's like lots of things like this added to the UN. It's like just things you can like just fuck other people with. Like you like ban robots if you're spiritualist now.
Cool.
If you get everyone else to agree with you, which kind of. But I think the biggest change they're going to plan to do is like they're changing space stations or like habitat space stations to have different tiers.
Yeah.
which is good. But they're also like gonna like number crunch. So like they're removing like tons of growth things because like the biggest part of Solaris is like pop growth, right?
Yeah.
And they're removing all of the extra pop growth that you can get, apart from like one, I think. So like pop growth is gonna be like massively nerfed, and like I think they're number crunching everything so it's like less pops in the mid game because like loads of people have been having performance issues.
Oh,
So
okay.
they're trying to remove like because I think pops are the biggest performance hit. So they're trying to just remove as many as possible.
Is
And like,
Stellaris
just
a
rebalance it.
well-optimized game, would you say?
For me, it's pretty decent if you choose the right galaxy size, but a lot of people
Right.
don't agree with that. But I don't have the best hardware, and it is mostly CPU bound. So I think
Okay.
people just have worse CPUs than I do, which kind of sucks. It'd be great if everyone had the Ryzen
You cut out, but I think you were saying
Ryzen 3,
Ryzen CPUs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I got so excited I had to cut out.
You were actually thinking you might have more stable internet with a new Wi-Fi card, weren't you?
Yeah, I haven't put it in yet.
Oh, didn't even put it in for the podcast.
I was gonna.
Well, maybe we'll see next week if Tony is still lagging out or not.
So it could fall. Well, it could be the copy. You never know.
Fingers crossed, it's Wi-Fi.
Oh shit! Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Should we move on to trailers?
Yeah, we've had the trailers from Solaris to trailers.
Apex Legends Season 5 is coming out on Tuesday. Okay, I got it. I think it's coming out on Tuesday, or the patch. Let me check.
Have you played Apex recently?
No, I haven't played in a while. I've downloaded it. I was thinking about getting back to it.
Okay.
You know, I had the conspiracy.
I just wondering if it's one of those dead things.
No, I don't think it's like. I'm probably gonna play it when this patch comes out.
You thought Valiant was going to be dying soon, right? Is that still like on the way out?
Valorant. Is that what you're asking?
Valorant.
Forsen got banned. I don't know. Maybe it's gonna die. Everyone in Forsen's stream hates Valorant, and they were like, "I hope he got banned because he was playing Valorant. We hate this game." Season 5 release date. Is it actually on Tuesday? Oh my. Okay. You know, I said last time, right? A conspiracy theory that Halo 1 came out on the same day as the Apex Legends Season 4 update.
Yeah.
Halo 2 is coming out on the same day as the Season 5 Apex Legends update. I'm not making this shit up. Okay. So I'll talk about that a bit later, but so we basically got a the last trailer that came out was Revenant, and we saw like his backstory of being a I think they're from the Titanfall 2 universes. They're like humans trapped in robotic bodies, and they kind of think they're human still, but they're like assassins. And you saw him like
it's all like replicants, but like twisted up on its head.
Yeah, you saw him like assassinate the new character's Loba's parents, and then you saw her wanting to get her revenge. And now the new story is that Loba's grown up, and she can now go into the Apex Legends tournament, and she's trying to get her revenge on Revenant. That's kind of the story. Rise, what's happening. The new Loba character does look really cool from what I've seen from the trailer. I believe she has like a teleport ability. She's about I need to play Loba because I think a lot of her abilities help her find loot because she's like a thief. So I need Dave not to play this character because he's a bit of a loot goblin sort of thing. But I think I think she'd be fun to play because I really like quick characters with movement abilities, and teleport sounds cool. So there is a new PvE mode as well, Tony. You can play against prowlers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a new PvE kind of quest mode where you fight against like these shadowy beasts called prowlers. There is no new gun this season that's been confirmed, but we are getting a massive map update to King's Cannon. I think Skulltown's completely sunk. We're getting like big buildings, as you can see from the trailer. It seems to like her ult seems to be like she puts a stick down and you can buy things from it. Maybe I'm not quite sure how that works, but we'll have to see. Like I don't think we have full ability details on her yet.
Just a super loot character.
She's like a thief character. The idea is that you can get around quickly and then you can get loot and stuff. Like she can scan for loot and stuff like that. I think.
Yeah, I like that. That's a cool idea.
But yeah, the new map looks really cool. I love King's Cannon, so I'll be interested to see how they changed it.
Oh, really?
With the new update. It seems like as well, based on the trailer. Of course, we don't have the patch notes are going to come out. Like I think just before the game, the actual patch itself. So we don't know all the changes yet. But it seems like there's some sort of yellow ult charging thing in the middle that was shown in the trailer. So that'll be interesting to see how that works. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
I will say every time I see like Apex updates, like they're super interesting.
I think the problem with Apex is they just didn't update the game for like a long time.
Yeah, initially, yeah. Because like Fortnite, like early on, like I thought was really interesting updates. Now I just don't really care. I haven't really looked into it, but are they still interesting updates, or they just
for Fortnite?
Yeah.
Fortnite recently they had a really interesting update. They did a Travis Scott concert inside Fortnite.
I saw that.
He's like a really popular rapper, and I actually watched it, and I was like, "This is fucking cool."
It looked crazy.
Like it was really like imaginative, and it's like stuff you could only do in like a 3D game world sort of thing. Where they had like giant Travis Scotts, they had like all these colors, then you went underwater and you were flying, and it's like, "Oh, this is really cool." Like in our modern age of like staying indoors, we're now like, this is how you do a concert sort of thing. It was crazy.
I think it's a good precedent for doing.
No, we lost you. Okay, moving on. World War Z France map has been released. I don't know if Tony's still there. Hello? We are losing Tony. I will carry on with World War Z then. World War Z has released the Marcelli. Is it Mars? I don't know how to pronounce it. I always call it Marcellus. Because it's like what's that Tarantino? Pulp Fiction. It's like, does Marcellus look like a bitch? Anyway, basically they released a new. What they did was they released World War Z on the Epic launcher for free, and then now that everyone's got it, they're now releasing this paid DLC. It's like £16, and then you get a new campaign, and you get access to all the cosmetic packs as well. And they're doing it like the Payday model, where you buy the only one person has to buy the DLC, and then they host the server, and then everyone can play it. I think it's similar for like Payday, Vermintide, that sort of stuff, sort of thing. So I have actually been playing through this with some friends. I think we've completely lost Tony. He's gone offline. Shit. I don't know what to do, if I'm supposed to carry on or not. We're having technical issues at the moment. Tony's internet has completely dropped out. Hang on, Dave. I'm gonna give you a call. Dave, how are you?
I'm alright. How you doing?
Right, let's talk about World War Z. We've lost Tony. We're calling in Dave.
Podcast was going pretty well until
Tony completely cut out.
Okay, 1 second. I'm going to have to mute the podcast because hearing myself is a nightmare.
Yep.
Okay. All right. World War Z. French?
Yes. So
we are now. Except for that one guy.
There's 4 new characters. 3 of them are French. Only one of them is not French. Karim, I believe his name. He's from Dubai. He's like a wine importer. He came over. Yeah.
To France, yes. And it was a good move. Campaign 3 missions, like all of the rest. I mean, it looks like they put a lot of work into texturing the map. And
the map is gorgeous. I love all the it feels like a lived-in world. Like when you're going through the first 2 levels, especially, like you'll see like the French signs, like have you infection and stuff like that, and like kind of what's the word? parallel with our universe now, where everyone's quarantined and there's infection everywhere, and it's very much like that.
Very relevant, yeah. Like you said, though, it's such a shame that that's all they do with the maps. Like, how hard would it be to make a new Horde mode map for each of the locations? Because they just make it for the campaign, and then you do nothing with it, basically. It seems like a waste.
They feel like such good set pieces.
Yeah, that it seems a shame just to have it for the campaign, which wasn't very long, but it was fun. The finale was good when we got the hang of it. It's quite interesting.
There's 3 missions. So we talk about mission 1. You go through and you search dead bodies in a city.
Yeah.
And then is that the one that ends with the cutting open the crates?
I think is that the second part?
How does the first one end? Because I play them all in order, so they kind of all blend.
No, yeah, that is the first part. Yeah, you're right. That's the first one. The second one is the fort.
Yeah.
And the third one is the missile thing.
Yeah. So the first mission, one of the interesting things is when you get to the end, you have to protect these drillers, and they break into these green crates, which give you, I think it's like weapon ammo or something. You need 4 of them to leave.
Weapon crates, yeah.
But you can actually, I played it through with Halo Andy and Wrestling Matt, and we got breaching charges as we went through the levels, and we just saved them to the end, and we just immediately got 3 of them open straight away. So you can just on that level specifically, you can just bring breaching charges with you to get through to it quicker. You still have to escort the drillers back, but I guess because we were playing with 1 AI, if we had another person to carry a breaching charge, we could breaching charge them all open before the AI even got anywhere. So it would make the finale of the mission way quicker.
Yeah, I think I found the breaching charge at the area with the green crates in before, so maybe it'll spawn more than 3, but I would have thought you would at least have to wait for 1 to be drilled open, because 3 breaching charges on a level is quite rare.
Yeah, the first level's the very much dark, nighttime city, gloomy, and then the second one's much more like open, beautiful waters, very cheery sort of thing. So in the second mission, you're going for a more open kind of town, village, whatever you want to call it, and then you go. Is that the one? Is the pipe that the one with the fort?
The fort is the second one, I think, and then the fourth one, because you're defending the fort and you're going around and trying to hold
I'm thinking about the third one, aren't I?
The third one is that just on the screen there. That was the second one where you're holding the fort. Then the third one is the ending with the missiles.
Yeah, so the interesting part about the second one is you get to a part where you have to go through the French catacombs, and you get 1 flashlight and only 1 player can hold it. So you're kind of reliant on that player to help you get through it, because when you have the flashlight, you have no freaking clue where you're going, basically.
Yeah. I went off on my own, but I was just basically having to fire my gun every so often to actually see what I was doing.
I think I took a flamethrower down there once. Did you use that to light the thing up?
But no, there's a lot of variation in it, and I think that's good. There's the second part with the fort, and I like that because it's like a defense section you have on the other campaigns, but
hang on. Hello, sorry.
Hey.
Hello. Are you there, Tony?
I've been replaced. I've been replaced.
I called in Dave to talk about World War Z because What happened? What happened?
No, that's not true. I've been replaced. I know what's. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Inter just completely died, completely dead.
Oh, okay.
The routers said it was fine, so.
Well, we're talking about the World War Z Game of the Year edition that came out, which added the France campaign DLC, and we've kind of just been talking about that.
Where everyone's French.
The one person is not French.
Okay.
You can play as a Dubai character, but we're talking about the different campaigns and their gimmicks. So the finale, the third one, which I think is probably the most fun one or the most mechanically interesting.
And probably the most difficult on a harder setting.
Yeah. You have to when you get through the mission, you get to these mortars, and you have to manually bring the missiles to the mortars, and then you load them up, and then you have to manually aim them as well. And every time you miss, you have to run across and grab another one. But the entire time, there's a huge horde running towards you, and also you have to defend a bunch of survivors as well. There's can be a tricky mission if you don't know what you're doing, or if you're just taking it in turns to aim and just completely missing all the missiles.
Yeah, I would say if you're doing it on a hard difficulty, have one person aiming. Because we all sort of wanted to go at it, which meant we missed like every other missile.
We kept changing the position of the missile.
Right. Okay.
Like, because one person would aim and miss, and then they would know where they needed to fire, but it would be someone else's turn.
So then just move it completely, and everyone gets really confused. So what do you think about the value of the DLC? So what we get from this is... So I said before, it's like a payday DLC, right? You only need one person to own the DLC, and then they can host the server and everyone can play on it.
Which is really good.
But it costs £16, and apart from some cosmetic content and some cosmetic weapons, you're getting one map sort of thing.
It's just one map. Is it like how in depth are these maps? Not as someone who hasn't played it.
They're pretty in depth.
But it's not worth £16.
They're kind of. I wouldn't say it's worth £16. No, but
I don't think it's worth
understandable. Like, I doubt they'll be making any more content for the game, but hopefully we'll get a second one. But this is, like Joe was saying, they released it for free.
Yeah.
Then released Game of the Year edition just to try and get the final amount of money they could off people, apart from people who come to it like far later. Buy it. So I don't think there'll be any more content, but.
Usually
if you really enjoyed it, then yeah, sure. If one of you pays, if you've got a full group of 4, if one of you pays it, then yeah, I would say it's worth it.
Usually when they do Game of the Year editions, it's like, okay, we've wrapped everything up now.
Yeah.
This is all the content for the game. Unless they're going to do Game of the Year edition, they do another DLC and then they add it to the existing Game of the Year edition.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I don't know.
Yeah, it would be, but I thought we were talking at the time, that would be come under a season pass sort of thing, because it's quite old now.
Yeah, how many people are playing this game?
I would say quite a lot of people.
It's not that
when
old.
They made it free.
It's like it's only been out like a year.
Yeah, it's not that
old.
It
feels longer than the year. Because I remember
when did
you on the
think
podcast.
It came out?
I'm thinking 2018.
I'm fairly sure this was like a 2019.
April 2019.
Yeah, it came out in 2019.
Okay.
It has been out 1 year, Dave. Exactly.
It feels longer.
1
than
year.
That.
13 months.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say it's anywhere near the end of its life cycle. Like they only just added horde mode to the game. The thing was, it came out as an Epic Store exclusive, which is probably why they didn't get the numbers they were initially looking for, despite the game actually being very good, from what I've played of it, which is about 40 hours played through all the campaigns in horde mode.
How does the Epic game because it got released for free on Epic or something?
Yeah.
Right. How do they get money? Does Epic just pay?
Epic pays for releases.
They will have paid them to make it exclusive for a certain amount of
time.
Yeah,
no, I'm wondering, let's say 1,000. It's like tiny numbers, but it doesn't matter. But 1,000 people download it for free, but then 1,000 people pay for it afterwards, right? Do Epic pay for them the 1,000, or do they just go, okay? If you want this, we can pay you this amount of money if you release it for free for a week.
I assume they just pay for the rights to release it for free rather than the amount of people who download the game.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Because then, I mean, it's pretty good for both of them once the DLC comes out, because it's still exclusive to the Epic Store. Loads of people own the free copy, and then people buy the DLC, the Game of the Year edition.
It's not.
And then Epic gets their 12% cut. So
yeah, it was 12% in the end, wasn't it?
Because Steam still takes their 30% cut.
That is the standard though on most platforms.
Humble takes what is it? 25% or something.
Yeah,
And then they give like most of it to charity, sort of thing.
15% goes to charity and 10% goes to them.
But anyway, that's World War Z. We can talk about Assassin's Creed. Did you see the Assassin's Creed Valhalla trailer, Tony or Dave?
I've seen it. Yeah.
No, I haven't watched Assassin's Creed anything about it since Black Flag.
That's quite a while ago.
Yeah, quite a while ago. I kind of lost interest.
Yeah, to be fair, Dave, you haven't missed anything. I've been keeping track of it, and I fucking hate what Assassin's Creed has become. I fucking love the first, second, absolutely amazing games. I hate what it came after that.
Okay. So...
but I've actually gone one step further, though. I've actually watched someone who knows like stuff about like the historical times, like the Viking time era, and like he basically just did a deep dive into the trailer, and, like stopped it and explained things as he saw stuff. So I've seen some stuff.
You've seen some shit.
I have.
So I'll play the trailer now. I thought the cinematic for this was actually pretty cool. Because I remember people gave like positive reviews to like the newer Assassin's Creed games because they become more like RPGs than the previous like stealth action kind of.
But they made it more like they made it more like the shit RPGs.
I know a lot of people liked. I think it was
Odyssey.
The
Greek one.
Or like Origins. I think maybe
Origin was the Egyptian
that was the Egyptian one. Yeah. So
here's the thing. Here's the thing about those games. Like visually, they're absolutely fantastic. Like if you love like the look of the ancient Egyptian, you love the look of like you're gonna get a lot out of just exploring the world. But I would still argue the mechanics they've added are shit. Like I don't like the idea of like, oh, I can't fight this boss. I'm too like that doesn't feel Assassin's Creed to me.
We've got a hot take from Andy saying there'll be another edition for World War Z. See Payday 2, the Crime Wave edition, Ultimate Edition, and the Legacy Collection.
You think that's what they're following? Okay.
Well, Payday 2 have had all this DLC, and then they officially shut down the development of the game, and then they're like, just kidding, we're starting it up again, here's new DLC. Right. We're Swedish bankrupt, please help us. We're going to die.
So you think if they made money from the DLC, they'll keep making more?
Yeah, I think if they keep making money on the game, they'll keep developing it. That's pretty no-brainer, I think.
So why bring out the Game of the Year? Okay.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't know why you would call it Game of the Year unless you intend to make no more for it. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Are you watching this Valhalla trailer, Dave?
Yes, I was. It doesn't like when you say Assassin's Creed, I expect the same Assassin's Creed game over and over because that's the pattern they got into. It was basically the same game. But watching the trailer
in a new place,
it looks completely different.
You say that, but there's still very much.
Yeah, I don't understand the core gameplay loop is the same.
I mean,
out the pirate ship.
It's the same as Far Cry.
Yeah, no, Far Cry. They've got their niche.
Ubisoft.
Like, they're content with making the same game over and over again. If that's what they want to do, it's working for them.
But if you don't know about the actual history of this, it was very much in a time where I think it was was it King Richard? He was struggling to get all of the English clans together to fight off the Viking invaders. Let's just go yes. There's been a lot of King Richard.
Kings when
Viking kings.
I think. Yeah.
It was King Richard.
Was that actually Richard?
No, I'm asking you.
I think we've had many kings, and I think we have many kingdoms.
We've had many kings called Richard.
Right. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. But if we're talking about the time they're trying to unite England to one,
no, it's not Harold. That's the French.
Maybe it wasn't.
If you watch the Amazon show Vikings, you would know a lot more about Vikings.
Well, good advice there.
Hot take.
Okay. Oh, Andy's saying Harold thought that was William.
What? No, that's
Harold was the guy defending against William the Conqueror.
Yes.
Hang on. We got some hot.
However, okay, Harold did get attacked by Vikings in the north, but then again got wrecked in the south by the Normans. That came from not France.
We've been attacked by the Vikings many times.
Get him in.
Andy's coming in.
Get him in. Andy, what's the shit you're talking?
Right. I think it was Harold as England,
Yeah.
and I can hear myself. This is horrible.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
to beat the stream.
Jesus, I hate my voice. Yeah, so I think it was Harold who defended against William, who took over. But it was like Harold defending England from the Vikings, but then William came from France and took over, sort of thing.
Well, I'm sure whatever
Hang
king
on,
is
hang
in the
on.
game
Athelstan.
will 100% be accurate because they always have that disclaimer for every Assassin's Creed game. So Assassin's
accurate.
Creed was created by a group of multicultural people who know their shit and history and stuff.
Right. Okay. As I said though, I went one step further and watched a deep dive into this trailer.
Right.
Turns out they don't know what the fuck. There's a guy with a longsword.
Right.
He should not have a longsword during the normal Viking. Like it's like 400-year advanced.
Well,
technology.
do you want to hear the cool new technology that's coming with this game?
Is it snipers?
Microtransactions.
Dual wielding shields is coming to Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Right.
We're getting Viking raids, settlement building, make your own mercenaries, and minigames including fishing, dice,
Can I say
drinking, and flighting, aka Viking rap battles.
Can I just say, watching this trailer makes me want to go back and play the original.
They literally just gave away Assassin's Creed 2 for free on Uplay like a couple weeks ago, I believe.
Yeah, I think they did.
Mm.
So did we actually settle on who's the King of England during this game?
No, we're just making it up.
Which period? Okay, Andy. Which period is this trailer?
Oh no, 1066.
Right.
That's why I was
Andy's right.
They only existed for a single year.
1066 was the French invasion, though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was
the
both.
Normandy invasions.
Oh, okay.
There were Vikings
Not the other
invading the
ones.
north, though.
Yeah, because that was why he lost. It's because he went running up north, killed the Vikings, and then went running back south and died.
But if you want the king who united England, it was Ethelstan
Okay.
in 9th CE.
Okay. I don't know. I thought the trailer. I thought the trailer was cool.
Okay, sure. I thought it looked nothing like Assassin's Creed through the eyes of someone
That's
who knows
why.
history.
That's why I was hyped for it. I was like, this looks nothing like the same game they've been releasing for the past 10 years. Let's see something new.
No, Joe. It looks like the same game they've released for the last 5 years because Origin, like through to now, like the same shit that I do not care about. Like they shifted massively in Assassin's Creed Origins.
Right.
Assassin's Creed Origins
The medieval combat looks cool.
It is set during 9th century England, so that'd be 800 something. So I'll look up the. I'll do a bit of quick research for you.
Right. Well, Ethelstan was after that.
Yeah. Well, the Vikings. I think they started like raiding like Britain, like
I think it was 800s.
1790
Yeah, I was saying like it's like
AD until about 1066 when the Normans came, and then they stopped.
Yeah. But I will say this though, like you know, people are like, oh, they like rape and pillage everything. Like they're actually no different than anyone else. Like, they just get
Everyone
really
rapes
bad rap.
villages.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but they
They're
showed
actually-
that. They showed that in this trailer as well.
Yeah,
They were
absolutely,
painting
absolutely.
the Vikings as more as humans than as
Yeah.
barbaric invaders, as the English were portraying them.
Well, okay, I have one problem with this trailer. I do understand and hate. Why the fuck does everyone use flame arrows when they do medieval shit?
Because they look cool.
Yeah.
No,
Obviously.
I'm with
Tracing.
Lindsay Page. That no,
Yeah, I'm with
fuck-
Lindsay Page.
Fuck
Fucking
flame over
I-
arrows.
I
I've
think-
tried it. It doesn't
Game
work.
of Thrones. Say we were at Game of Thrones season 8. They got at least flaming arrows, right?
Yeah, at least their ones they were like napalm.
Oh, it wasn't, and
Right,
it wasn't
and
working against logs. It was great.
We've gone a bit of a tangent, haven't we? Like Joe's
So-
podcast has been.
Tangerine.
Right. So checking in on the monarch
Go on.
issue.
Go on.
It's one of 8.
Yeah, I know That's what I'm trying to tell you. When was
It's
this
one of
place
those
gonna
8,
set?
Richard.
No,
You're so close, Joe.
I thought it was a Richard.
it's probably Edward
Yeah,
by
I'd say it's
by
Edward.
majority because multiple were called Edward.
Hang on. But, Edward the First? What's he
Who
look like?
knows?
See, you got Edward in brackets.
I
the
think
Emperor.
okay. I think it's Edward the First, judging by the artwork and the imagery having the. But I'm not sure.
I just thought that assassin Viking man fighting big mountain knight man was cool.
Yeah,
I don't know who the
But that
monarch
long-
of
that long-
England was in the Viking
but
times.
Joe,
Yeah,
that
Joe, why are
longsword
you
is-
still here, Joe? This is Andy's history podcast now, formerly the Inbetween Podcast.
This
the
is
longsword
my
is 400 years in the it's future technology.
Look, anything that you go, this is historically inaccurate. Animus technology. They're using the Animus.
Right,
Do they,
but
wait,
they go, no,
do they still
Animus
use the
technology
Animus?
is yes.
Okay, I don't know. I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since I gave up on Assassin's Creed 3.
This is why I don't give a shit about Assassin's Creed. The story is so ludicrous and like weird now. It doesn't make any sense.
Don't you
Like,
remember
it
those
should've
amazing
ended.
first-person platforming sections with Desmond and the Animus?
Yeah, okay. Here's a question. Desmond's dead, right? Do you give a shit about the new Desmond?
Is there a new Desmond?
Yes!
Who knows? Buy Assassin's Creed Valhalla
Listen,
and find out.
Find out. Can we move on from Assassin's Creed? I feel
You want to shit on a trailer? Here we go. Amazon's new free-to-play shooter, Crucible's coming out. Wait, the trailer's unlisted. What happened?
Yeah, what?
I thought this was coming out soon. Basically, I saw this. Amazon's been trying to release tons of games recently. They're releasing an MMO now, which makes no sense. And then they were like,
2020.
and now they're like, oh, let's make a shit Battleborn without any of the character. And I'm like, who the
What
fuck
is
is coming
subtitle?
up with ideas at Amazon for games?
You really sold it to
Piece
me
of
when you
money.
said Amazon is now making games by feeding an AI algorithm all the
Oh.
previous games, and it
Yes.
like spits out a game, and it's just has nothing to it. It's just this is
But
a
it-
shooter, yes, but does it play? Is like
It looks like it has no character. There's no soul in this. It looks like, yeah, it literally looks like robots designed it. Like,
yeah.
who is this for? Like, you're gonna tell me there's an active community who want to play these third-person MOBA shooter things? Like, because I'm gonna tell you now, they don't.
I don't know. Smite was a little bit popular.
Yeah, Smite was like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
People still play Smite.
I occasionally see
Like,
it pop up.
100
on the
people?
internet.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
this game is essentially Battleborn. And you remember how well Battleborn
Yeah.
went? Battleborn had interesting characters.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But that game fucking died in like a couple of days. And what's the point of playing this game? You don't even get to have the cool Gearbox characters. You just have cookie cutter Justin TTS voiced robots.
Yeah.
And who gives a shit?
I like the kind of the colors they've got in the world, but that's about it.
It's like they've been trying to make, because they made their own engine. They made the Lumberyard engine, and I heard the Lumberyard engine is a fucking pain in the ass to work with. Like, nobody wants to work with it. They've been trying to force this MMO to come out as well that nobody wants. They're probably gonna use the Twitch bounty system to get tons of streamers to play this stuff. And
Right.
maybe someone will pick it up because of that, but I can't see this sticking around for more than like a week.
I don't get
To
this
be
one.
blunt about it, like the streamers will get the ad revenue that they want for 2 weeks, and then that'll be it. Job done.
Yeah.
Job
Sounds a bit like Valorant at the
done.
moment.
All right, I finally got my beta
Can we,
key today.
hang on. Can we need to record in the future or not, Joe? Write this down.
Sorry.
You predict Valorant's going to crash.
I don't think Valorant is going to be that. People have already gone
Yeah,
back to
yeah.
CS:GO. People have stopped streaming it. Like they had
Really?
a
Okay.
yeah, lots of people have stopped streaming Valorant already. Like it's too slow. Doc, I know Doctor Disrespect hates it, but Doc also thinks Shungite rocks are going to protect him from 5G waves. So what does he really
Yeah.
know? You know, Corona's like a
Yeah.
5G thing, and I don't know. But yeah, tons of people they really hate the slow gameplay and stuff. Like, because lots of people on Twitch right now, they've just come from Fortnite and they've come from battle royales and everything's quick, and then they go into slow tactical ability CS:GO Overwatch, and it's really I can tell you from a viewer perspective, it's really fucking boring to watch.
Right. Okay.
So the only thing that's going to keep it alive, I think, at the moment is people think it's fun to play, but it's really boring to watch, and you can't watch it in the same way you can watch.
It's boring to watch one person's perspective.
Is this the same as? Is this
that's
the
all
same
you can
as
do
Overwatch,
right
though?
now.
Because Overwatch is really boring to watch.
Overwatch is still really boring to watch.
Yeah, but people played that for ages though. Like there's had
but
this
the problem
peak,
is, the problem is, Tony, it's not. They said it was just going to be tactical abilities. Were just going to be like smoke grenades and molotovs, but they're not. You can shoot fucking rocks through the sky. There's a character that has 1 million rockets and fires a giant rocket launcher. You can't watch Valorant without having a base level understanding of Valorant. If I showed you a esports game of CS:GO, you could understand everything that was happening without ever playing CS:GO once. If you watch Valorant, you have no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had to go look up what Valorant was.
It's Riot Games' brand new tactical shooter. Buy it now. It's free to play. Play it now.
But what if do people find it fun to play though? Because forget about people wanting to watch.
It's killing Forson's channel. It's that powerful.
No. Forget about watching it. Do people want to play it or not?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so. Forson loves playing that game so much, he's killing his own channel.
People don't want to watch him.
I mean, outside of just streamers though, just normal people.
Normal people
want to play. Do people because Overwatch was terrible to watch.
The thing is,
loads of people.
The people I know who play this are also the people who love CS:GO. They love Escape from Tarkov. Right. They love playing Overwatch. So these are the people who are going to play this.
I reckon it has a niche.
Shooters.
My hot take has a niche, and it's going to survive.
Like for example, Sips manages
TFT
to provide entertainment while playing Overwatch because he is the entertainer rather than the gameplay. To be honest.
Yeah.
So like, if you're watching Sips, it's actually not bad, but you're not really watching it for the game.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't know.
I reckon it's not going to be as big as failure as you think it is.
TL,
that's my hot take.
Well, I didn't say it was going to be a huge failure. I just said people are going to stop giving so much of a shit about it on stream.
Oh, yeah. I agree with
like
that.
A month
I agree
or
with
so.
that.
Like, because they've already had... Because on Twitch, what you could do was... the way the key drop system worked on Twitch was if you're watching somebody stream for 2 hours, you could get a key to the closed beta. But what people were doing was they were replaying VODs of their stream and saying that they were 24-hour streams so people could get more keys and they could just farm viewers. So people didn't even give a shit about streaming the game. They were literally AFK playing a VOD through their stream pretending to be live.
Playing CSGO.
Just because it got them more viewers because people wanted keys. And a lot of the viewers were bots as well, Tony, because there was so many people creating bots to sell their bait access bots to people so they could play.
I won't lie. I did just chuck on a Valorant stream for 2 hours, and then, like, in the background,
I watched
didn't watch
a little
it.
bit of Valorant, but I never watched anyone for long enough to qualify for the 2-hour key because I just couldn't watch it because it was so boring to me.
But like I said, I literally got my key today, and I'm not going to install it.
But okay, the thing is though, every time you mention Valorant, like the things in it, like it actually makes me more interested, not less interested. I don't want to watch it. Like I completely agree with you on that, but like the idea to me. It still seems like a good one. Again,
for the people who like that stuff, but I don't like that kind of game, so I'm never going to play it. So
because like you know, like CS:GO, right?
Yeah, the thing is, like you were saying, it's not a good game to get into, but like it's very difficult to get someone brand new into it.
TLDR, Crucible is gonna not be very good.
Oh yeah, Crucible.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is getting a free update. There's no better day than May 4th to pick up your lightsaber and join the battle.
May the 4th be with you.
Sponsored by Disney.
I'm right in saying that's a single player one, yeah?
Yeah. So the new Star Wars...
Is it like the Dark Souls?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
So it's going to have, like, you can now replay through Jedi Fallen Order with the unlocked cosmetics.
No, no.
Unique combat challenges, so you'll be able to go into like arenas and fight specific monsters over and over again. It's kind of a small update. It's not like a story DLC or anything.
No,
But
no.
another thing that they announced along with these challenges is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is the start of a new franchise, EA has said. So we're probably going to have more Star Wars Jedi games.
Are they going to shoehorn in multiplayer stuff like they did with the old franchises they used to have like 10 years ago?
Maybe.
So
I think Star Wars
that's
Battlefront
awful
2 is probably one of the best Star Wars games out there right now. So
yeah, but imagine if they had. Okay, but what about the single player to that though? Because I'd argue they shoehorned in the single player to Battlefront.
I haven't played enough of the single player of Battlefront 2 to give you my opinion. I've only played the first mission, and that was pretty fun. So
Okay, but why does EA have its EA Star Wars YouTube? Why do they need such a specific YouTube channel?
because they have a lot of Star Wars shit to show off.
I guess.
Yeah. Sony has shown off their prototype next-gen VR controllers with finger tracking. So it looks like the PS VR controllers will have finger tracking. Looks like they're going in the same direction as the Index, which is pretty cool. And there's no external vision sensors used. It's just based on the grip, similar to the Index controllers.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool.
From what I've heard from other people, there's like obviously the community's quite split between sort of console and PC, but obviously the console is so much more accessible.
Yeah.
And people that play the PSVR aren't really aware of the PC, like how much you can do on the Vive and all of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's cool. That's good.
Or the Index.
You should hopefully promote more like what's it called? Development and that. So
I will say, I think this is going to yet again make the PlayStation VR like the most popular VR next generation again. It is so accessible.
Half-Life Alyx really made the Index and VR popular as well, though. That was like a huge.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. There's just a lot more console players there.
That's true.
Well, you need games to sell it, really, don't you?
So
that's the thing.
Moving on to quick news. I'll try and go through this quickly because we spent like half an hour talking about Assassin's Creed historical accuracy.
We're 47 minutes in.
Yeah. Okay, Deep Rock Galactic is going into the 1.0. It's officially coming out of early access May 13th. To celebrate, they released a trailer. There will be a new launch price and press release. And there's a new trailer if you want to check that out. If you log in, you can get all the legacy hats by just pressing one button on a console. So if you want all the legacy hats and you didn't, log in on Halloween or Christmas or whatever to get them, you can get them now before the game releases.
When's it?
You have
13th.
You have until the 12th of May, so you have until Tuesday to claim those.
Wait, load up now. Load up now.
Just install it now.
Where's the console? Give me more instructions.
It'll tell you.
Where's the on button?
Team Fortress 2 has added a tribute to Rick May, adding memorial statues to multiple maps and more. If you don't know, the voice actor for Soldier on TF2 passed away recently. So they've put up Soldier statues to show their respect to the voice actor. He also played... he was also a voice actor for Star Fox as well, I believe.
Yeah.
He said a famous line, didn't he? Rick May... Star Fox... of peppy hair.
Yeah. Is there a famous line that he did from?
He may say "do the barrel." I don't know. I've never played Star Fox, so anyway.
I think it was do the barrel roll.
So if you know him from that. Terraria news. If you don't know, the Journey update is coming out soon. We talked about that last week. Journey mode is kind of like a split. Journey mode's weird because it's kind of like creative mode, but not creative mode. It's more like an accessibility mode. You can kind of play how you want to play, sort of thing. But with the Journey mode update and with the 1,000 items that are getting added with it and stuff like that, Tmod Loader, one of the biggest mod loaders for Terraria. There's a big modding scene with Terraria, if you don't know, kind of similar to Minecraft. The Tmod Loader will launch as free DLC officially alongside Journey's End on Steam. So all you have to do to load mods into Terraria is go onto the DLC for the store page of Terraria, and you'll be able to easily add mods. And they've said in the future they plan to add Steam Workshop support to Tmod Loader. So you'll be able to use Steam Workshop to download Terraria mods in the future. So that's pretty cool. If you've been claiming your free Epic Games, make sure to turn your two-factor authentication on. It is now required to unlock your games. We have
I have until the 21st. Or is it already now? I thought I had until the 21st of this month.
April 28th.
28th.
Wait, for Epic Games Store?
Yeah, because I'm still talking to the help desk at Epic, trying to get mine sorted out, trying to prove who I am.
No, they've already started the requirement for two-factor.
Well, I can't get any free games then.
So yeah, they've already started it. But they found people were actually they made a bunch of bot Epic accounts. They got all the free games that came out so far, and then they were reselling the account. Yeah. But this is going to stop that, so that should help with that. But make sure to get your two-factor on. I'd suggest putting two-factor on as many things as you can. As someone who's had their account compromised before, it's very useful to have that sort of stuff.
It sucks.
Yeah.
What was your Minecraft name at one point?
I don't want to get into it now. It's too bad.
I lost my Twitch account, so which also had a lot of free games.
Someone's going to start streaming Minecraft tips and trips on your Twitch account.
Maybe, but all they got is the free.
EA Play Live. They're going to do a digital kind of conference for EA Play this year. That'll be live June 11th at 4 p.m. PST. Usually all the E3 stuff's around June. So hopefully we'll get a bunch of new game announcements. Apparently EA said they were going to release like 40 games this year or some crazy number like that. But I assume most of them were just Madden sequels. So that's when they'll be like FIFA sequels and Madden sequels.
Yeah, do they not mean DLC? Or like...
All right, how many sports can we name? Can we name all of them?
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Well, it's FIFA, Madden,
NHL,
NBA.
National Hockey League.
You got basketball.
Yeah,
NBA, yeah. No, I think the basketball is 2K, isn't it?
Oh yes.
2K, NBA. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't play the sports games.
The sports balls games.
Anyway, that's quick. As well as that, EA has said that all their upcoming games will let you upgrade them to run on next generation consoles for free. So we saw this with Cyberpunk 2077. If you get that on current generation, like an Xbox One or a PS4, when the PS5 and what's the new Xbox called? Do we know?
Xbox Series X.
Xbox Series X comes out. You will be able to upgrade your copy from the current generation consoles to the new consoles for free, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it's not like GTA 5 where I bought it 3 times now.
You've bought GTA 5 3 times?
Yep.
Okay. You may have a problem, Andy.
Wait, is it 3?
No, it must be twice.
No, it must be 2. Must be 2.
I've bought
for the 360 and then for the PC.
I've bought it once.
Yeah.
And I didn't buy it. Andy, you've bought it 3 times.
Okay. I see how this works.
Because you bought me a copy for my birthday of GTA. I didn't even buy the game. Hey, that's how we do it. We don't buy them games. We get them for free.
Yeah, Inbetween Podcast, that's what happens. We get Andy to get us to get.
As I was talking about earlier, Half-Life Alyx added nearly 1 million VR users to Steam in a record gain.
Wow.
Crazy number of VR users have been added, and most of them being index users as well.
Imagine 1 million people wearing stupid headsets at the same time.
Valve will no longer support Steam VR on Mac OS. This is mostly due to Mac.
Wasn't this?
This is mostly due to Apple always fucking backwards compatibility on all. And they're now moving to ARM chips as well, which is going to fuck all the Mac devices as well and going to ruin like compatibility as well.
Yeah, didn't they change some like code stuff in the new updates to like start fucking over like games like these as well?
They keep changing the architecture of all the machines, so it's like at this point they're like, all right, they're going to continue to They recommend macOS users to opt into the Steam VR macOS branches for access to legacy builds, but apart from legacy builds, there won't be any future updates for it. They're going to focus Steam VR on Windows and Linux.
Right. Okay. Good luck.
If you guys have the Steam client beta, do you guys? Any of you remember? Okay, this is a quick. Have any of you ever used Steam Labs?
Yeah.
Yeah, during the festival events to get free stuff.
Have you ever used a Steam Lab and remembered what it was and thought that was cool?
No.
Okay.
No.
So one of the cool Steam Labs that I thought was really cool was the Play Next Steam Lab. It would take the data of all the games you've played and it'll go, well, you probably want to play this game next in your library, and it recommends you a game to play based on the other games you played. And in the new Steam Client Beta update, what they've done is they've made this a shelf on the new Steam library, which was a heavily requested community change. I've got it myself now. So if you see here, I don't know if you guys use shelves. How much do you use the new Steam library UI?
How does the shelf thing?
I really don't. I just still go down the list.
Yeah.
Just pick the game.
I use shelves a lot. I've found that since I started using shelves, they're pretty useful.
Would it be shelves or was it shelves? Or what's the plural of this?
I think it's shelves.
Shelves would make sense.
Anyway, I use them. I already made my own to play shelf, so I could look at games I wanted to play next.
I don't understand this shelf business. So what are we on about? How do I use this?
I think you have to go to it in your. It should be on your home page.
My what?
Your Steam home page.
Right.
And then you have like the updates at the top.
Yeah.
You have like an add shelf button on there.
No. I just got what's new, recent games, and all games.
Yeah, so those are your shelves.
On the home.
Those things on your home are your shelves. You can move them around. You can remove them. You can put new ones on. That's how shelves work.
Okay, I don't. Okay.
I think shelves are probably one of the least explained features of the new Steam library update, because I don't know anyone who understands how them work.
So confused.
They're freaking super useful. So the way I use shelves is I'm opted into the Steam beta, so I have the new Play Next. So it's recommending me games that I own but I haven't played yet. So it's recommending me to play Surgeon Simulator, and I look at it and I go, that makes sense because I do actually play a lot of Goat Simulator. I streamed most of I Am Bread to you and Michael as well. Like I play a lot of like random simulation games. So it's recommending me stuff like Rust. It's saying, hey, you bought Rust and you never played it, but this looks like a game you would play. Why don't you play this? So there's pretty good recommendations of what stuff I probably would play. Yeah. And then I have shelves for all of my single player games, and then I have shelves for all the multiplayer games.
Can I give you my hot take on shelves?
Right.
It's a UI element I'm not a big fan of.
Okay.
I don't like the Netflix and now Amazon just like scrolling left and right when like you have a scroll bar already. I'm not a big fan of like this UI look, so I'm probably never going to use it.
Okay.
I'd rather they did it in like a slightly different format.
Well, I can talk you through. I can talk you through how to use shelves after the podcast, but
I've started the shelf now. I've got recent recent friend activity.
Right.
As my new shelf just to test it out, and I don't like the. It's okay, but I feel like I won't use this.
All right, we're on quick note. Yakuza 7, Yakuza Like a Dragon has been spotted having a store page. I believe it's a turn-based Yakuza game. I've never played a Yakuza game. Moving on. The big announcement for this week: Squeakers 2 has been officially announced.
No.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't remember Squeakers 1, we did a small little spotlight on Squeakers 1, and I said in the review of Squeakers that the controller support wasn't working. The dev saw that, he said, I'm going to fix this. And he cited our video as the fix for it. So now
No way.
we're going to get Squeakers 2, the official sequel to Squeakers 1. I cannot wait.
It's gonna be
Sounds pretty good.
Mortal Kombat's next DLC
first time a
character
Mortal-
is going to be RoboCop, and he's going to be reprised by the original actor Peter Weller. So if you're a fighting fan,
Wait, which game? Sorry.
Mortal Kombat 11.
Mortal Kombat.
I was hoping you said Super Smash Brothers, but there we go.
Super Smash Brothers, baby.
Hang on, have you not seen the controversy of it, Mortal Kombat 11?
Sorry?
You not seen the controversy behind Mortal Kombat 11 recently?
Go on then. What's the controversy?
They released a new story, like a DLC, for I think £40.
Oh,
But
I
you
don't
can
know.
buy the base game and the DLC for only £60, which implies the base game is only worth £20, and people like bought it at like ridiculously high price when it first launched, like the collector's edition. And
Yeah,
so
wasn't that? How
the
much
people
was
are
it
pissed.
initially? It was stupid money, wasn't
it
it?
was originally 6, but then there's like loads of other tiers above that,
Right.
and obviously all the DLC was like so people who are like supporting this game like since the start, like, being fucked over basically. They're like also. They're not even being unreasonable. They're just like, I feel like £40 for the DLC is just too much. They're saying it should be like at like maximum. I'm like, yeah, I agree with that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, quick news.
Did you hear about the Doom Eternal OST issues that the id and people were having? So they
No.
had the composer Mick. He made a bunch of tracks for the soundtrack, and then he was supposed to mix them all before the deadline of Eternal coming out. But it turned out that id mixed a lot of them, and people were like, "Hey, why didn't the original composer mix a lot of these? We would like to hear what his mix for them." And then there was a lot of controversy, and people were like, "Oh, fuck you, id." But then id came out and said, "Hey guys, actually, we wanted him to mix way more." But he didn't meet any of his deadlines. He was really sloppy. Like he was really bad to work with. And they said basically they had to mix most of them themselves to get the actual music out, and they will not be working with him basically on the DLC.
Right. Okay.
Jeez.
So yeah, that was like the thing. And then we've got official screenshots of the new Doom Eternal DLC, and it looks fucking epic. We've got boats. We've got boats in Doom.
Is that?
I think they're the first boats in Doom.
Okay.
Interesting.
Guinness.
And I need to look at this reply tweet. There's just a picture of Adam Sandler going, "Holy shit, I'm gonna come from Uncut Gems." They got boats.
Got boats.
Wait, so is Doom Eternal not on Mars?
No, it's on Earth.
No.
Oh, okay.
The whole
News to
premise
me.
of Doom Eternal is it's hell on Earth.
Yeah.
Okay, I've literally avoided everything. I'm waiting for it to go down to like 10 quid so I can play for it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but how do you not even get like the whole premise? Like, do you not even watch?
He didn't
No,
watch. He didn't
Joe
watch the
sent me the trailers and I deliberately didn't watch
Yeah,
them.
but it doesn't spoil anything. It just like
That's
oh
what-
yeah, hell on
that's-
earth.
I don't care. I had to play through the first one before I even looked
I
at it.
said
Okay.
to him, "Have you watched the trailer for Doom 2016?" He said, "No, I don't want to be spoiled for it." And I said, "There's no story in Doom.
To
It's
be
a
honest,
dumb action
as
game."
stupid as that sounds, I could see video game trailers going the same way as movie
Yes.
trailers.
I
Where it
understand-
spoils all the
I
best
understand,
moments.
but
Andy,
Doom is a dumb
it's the
action
blurb.
game.
It's the blood of the game. It's like the first trailer ever released for Doom Eternal was it's hell on earth. Then it just ended basically. That is the entire initial release trailer. Not release trailer, sorry. The initial teaser trailer for Doom Eternal. You could have watched that.
I could have, but
No
right,
spoilers whatsoever.
I hadn't played through the 2016
Nothing is
Doom.
spoiled
When
from the
he
previous
said
game.
no, it was more about the art style. I wanted to
You don't want to
compare.
be spoiled on the art. The art style of Doom Eternal was completely different to Doom 2016, though.
Exactly. I wanted to see Doom 2016 first and complete the game.
But you've already seen Doom 2016's art style. You're already not spoiled by that.
Yeah, now I've completed it. I know.
Oh,
I'm
now
ready.
you
Now
you can now
I may
read-
be ready to watch a teaser
Dave,
trailer.
spoiler alert, in Doom Eternal, Doom guys kills demons.
Oh, god damn it. Like,
With a
no,
sword.
seriously, I didn't even know it was at Earth. So you've spoiled
Well,
us, please.
gotcha.
Have you seen Doom Eternal's new sword, Dave? That's the hot new thing that you
Have you seen? I've already spoiled Dave on the Twitch Prime unicorn skin for Doom Eternal. So
Oh my
Anyway,
god!
rumor. Apparently, Ubisoft's registered Prince of Persia 6 domain might be getting a new Prince of Persia game. And there's a brand new world map for Dwarf Fortress. If you play it in the original mode, there's the original ASCII map. And there's also a work in progress for the graphical version. Dwarf Fortress is a game I look at and go, that's a game.
That is good. Why are we talking about it, Joe?
Because it's a very interesting game, because it's been going on for
Is
so
it?
long, and only people who play Dwarf Fortress understand Dwarf Fortress.
Yeah.
It's a
I'm
very
so
complicated game,
confused by that.
but it recently came to Steam and is getting graphical options, which I think makes it a bit more interesting.
Yeah,
Let's move on
that's
to.
more accessible.
Let's move off quick news and go into quick news.
Right.
So Tuesday, we talked about May 12th. They did a live stream last week. Halo 2 will officially be out on PC and everywhere, all platforms, I think, apart from Switch and PS4, because those suck. Fuck you.
Right.
But yeah, you can finally play Halo 2 Anniversary Edition on PC, so that's pretty cool. Going to be playing that. Looking forward to that. Hello, Andy. What do you think of Halo 2?
Halo 2, the campaign's it's better balanced and more fun than the first one, but it's also not balanced.
I heard
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
heard people
okay.
saying that they played Halo 1 and they were surprised at how much stuff they remembered being in Halo 1 that was actually in Halo 2 and that they liked from
Yeah.
Halo 2.
So Halo
Like
2
dual
is kind
wielding
of,
and stuff. Like,
you
I'm
know
always
how
asking
things
about
seem
dual
to be
wielding.
missing from, I guess. So like, dual wielding, boarding vehicles, boost on a ghost, things you
That
think
is
are
all
just
Halo
basic
2.
things in every Halo game. They're not.
No, this is where you get the scorpion. Is it the scorpion, the big walking thing? No, that's the tank. Scarab. Like, I remember playing
Yeah.
Halo 2 and my mind being blown.
Yeah, Scarab wasn't in Halo 1.
Halo
And,
2 is one of the Halo games I've never played, so I'm excited after playing Halo 1 to go into it and see the big differences between the two games.
Like,
we can
there's
have
a
a
lot
tambourine
of
on that.
fan service in Halo 2 as well. Like,
It's probably
without
my favorite.
spoiling it, the last
What?
mission, you get
Animes.
everything you want.
Isn't
great.
isn't Halo 2 where they brought in the electric guitar cover of the Halo theme?
I don't know, to be honest.
Okay.
I think it might be that, yeah. I think you might be right.
Anyway. If you don't know, there was a Mario 64 project where people were decompiling the source code of Mario 64, and then they recompiled it to work as a native PC port.
Right.
The official code is still up, but Nintendo has gone against people, has filed copyright claims against people hosting this on websites. So they're targeting the sites hosting the fully compiled version, not the people who made it and not the creator. So
Very
the creator's
interesting.
version is completely legal because all he's doing is he's hosting code on GitHub.
Yeah.
But to play the official PC port of Mario 64, you need a ROM file to get the assets from, and that's the illegal copyrighted art.
Right. Okay.
Is what you need a ROM to play like a Nintendo 64 emulator. We don't condone playing on emulators like Project 64. Do not play on Project 64 and play Nintendo emulations.
We would never do something.
That
like
is
that.
fucking piracy. I can't believe it.
Don't even think about going to www.
Don't even think about using Dolphin emulation to play Wii titles. That makes me sick.
And if you haven't heard of Dolphin, let me explain to you how to use it. But don't
A
use
short 15-minute video on how to use Dolphin emulation.
it. Just to show you how illegal it is.
How to not use Dolphin Play.
Yeah, that's
But basically, it's an interesting. Basically, what happens with Nintendo copyright is someone makes a fan project and goes, "I'm remaking Mario in Unreal Engine 4," and then Nintendo goes, "No, fuck you, copyright claim." But what this guy did that was smart, he didn't release a trailer like a year ago saying, "Hey, I'm going to make a PC port of Mario and it's going to be done in a year," and then Nintendo sends out the DMCA a month, a year before it even comes out. what he did is he fully compiled. Well, he made the code, he put it out there on the internet, and then once it was out there, fully made, Nintendo can't stop it now. It's the Streisand effect.
Yeah, it's now too late. And it's legal because he hasn't if he's done it all himself and reverse engineered it, like it's nothing. All the code is his technically. It's just when you introduce it and attach it to a ROM. Yeah, that's
It's
very
interesting
clever.
how Nintendo so aggressively defend their copyright.
They don't even. I don't even need to this because they don't even release. Like, can you even play the?
I believe the
original
last port of Mario 64 was a 3DS version, but there's rumors that they want to make a Switch port of it, which would make sense.
But even if there's like tons of, let's say that they'd let all these ROMs and like actual Mario 64s out there, right?
I think
They would lose the copyright. That's how copyright
Yeah, you have to defend
law
your
works.
copyright.
You have to, yeah,
I
you have
don't
to
think
be extremely
you would lose
aggressive
it by
about
doing-
defending it. Because no, if you don't defend one thing, you set a precedent, and
I
that's how people
guess.
lose their copyrights.
I guess, but even if because if they've lost the copyright, surely that just makes it free for everyone,
Yeah, if you lose the copyright, then it's public domain.
right? So why does it matter? Because if they then release,
Because they don't want to lose it. They
if
want
they
to
then
keep it.
release a Mario 64 port on then the Switch, and they didn't allow anyone else to put Mario 64 on the Switch, loads of people would still buy it though.
Yeah.
Another thing to think about is Nintendo always make first party games.
Mm-hmm.
So having access to a Mario game on PC is a huge hit to Nintendo's sales of their consoles as well. Because that's a huge factor of buying a Switch is people want to play Mario games.
But I can't lug my PC around and play my PC on the train.
You remember the guy that made Mario Battle Royale, where you had 100 people connect to a website and they just raced on Mario levels from the original Mario? That got DMCA'd. That wasn't anything code or anything that Nintendo made, but it was using their characters.
Yep.
So I think that changed to like Jumpman or something.
Jumpman.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It still sounds fun though, even if it doesn't have any of the original. That's the thing. Like, I think it stands by itself.
I think with the PC port, it was like remade in DirectX 12, so it had access to higher resolutions. You can play it in like 4K natively.
Like the proper scaling up for it.
Yeah.
It had the linear scaling.
But I don't think we'll ever see we'll never see Mario 64 on PC officially for Nintendo at all. So this is probably as close as you're gonna get.
Yeah. Good luck. Do not ROM.
Move on to AMD products now account for over 50% of premium CPU sales. AMD is killing it with their CPUs.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
To be fair, I think they kind of deserve it, like based on like how they're actually competing. Like the price to performance is crazy, and the performance just in general is just really good. Like,
if you told me like a few years ago that AMD would making better processors than Intel, I'd be like, what?
Yeah,
they're the budget guys that make those weird. But then they also just released like the Ryzen 3 3000, 300 and 3300X, which are better performing than the i7 7000.
3 years ago. Yeah. It's crazy.
Their budget CPUs are outperforming, Intel's mid-range stuff.
Yeah, it's actually crazy. Like, why would you? I say there's still reasons to go Intel, but like a lot of the time, there are reasons like just go AMD at this point. Unless you really need the single core performance, which technically games do need, but like they're marginally better at this point.
Yeah, but like the Ryzen 3 3000X is a 4-core CPU, but it has better cores than single core than Intel, and it has twice the threads.
Yeah,
and it also has CCX, which means the cores don't have to communicate across bridges. So usually you'll have 2 cores and then 2 cores, and then there'll be a bridge between them, which kind of slows down the CPU. But if you have a CCX of 4, they all can be sat next to each other and communicate directly with each other.
Yeah, the other crazy thing is that each core has 2 threads, which a lot of them CPUs at this price point do on the Intel side. Like they only have like 2 cores and 2 threads, but these have like 4 cores and 8 threads, right? So like actually like that is crazy not performance from that.
Yeah, and also AMD, apparently the Zen 3 CPUs will only be compatible with 500 series motherboards. So the Ryzen 4000 CPUs that are scheduled to come out at some point will only be compatible with the latest AM4 motherboards.
It kind of makes sense, to be honest. Like, kind of what they basically said last year. I think it's CS or
AMD's
something.
but the thing is, AMD's same guidelines in the past also said Ryzen 3000 wouldn't run on 300 series chipsets. Yet a ton of 300 series boards did support Zen 2 just fine. The limitation is actually due to the BIOS flash size. But if you have a board with a larger chip, you should be okay.
Yeah. I think there are actual differences as well that which will kind of just workarounds, but I think now will probably not be supported just by the CPU alone. But I don't know. We have to see.
Because the CPUs should be coming out sometime, maybe towards the end. I don't want to give a definite date because it's going to be delayed. Like the AMD GPUs are definitely going to be delayed. They were going to bring out some new ones, so we'll have to see about that. CJ Project Red, if you don't know, recently Cyberpunk came out with an in-game purchases mention on the ESRB rating, giving people some thoughts that maybe Cyberpunk would have microtransactions in it or something like that. But CJ Project Red representative explained that in-game purchases tag from ESRB is now required for games that may receive expansions in the future.
I felt that just adding that to confuse consumers.
Did he state whether or not there'd be microtransactions?
Yeah, no, that's what I was.
Or did he just answer a different question that wasn't asked?
Yeah, it sounds like he answered a different question to avoid it.
He expressed a firm stance against microtransactions in the game. The mention clearly sounds off. I mean, it's GOG.
I think people trust them, yeah, but the thing is, it's very difficult to trust anyone nowadays because.
Well, the problem
all
is
these games that have been announced to never have
we literally just had
and
changes.
They go back on it.
We literally just had changes to classifications as this game was coming out, sort of thing. So it's actually quite understandable that they had to put this now because usually what they do, like with The Witcher 3, is they release The Witcher 3, and then down the line they'll make the expansion Heart of Stone, or they'll make Blood and Wine.
Well, that's fine, but they're not in-game purchases though. Like you still
technically they are.
They're not though.
They have in-game purchases available.
They're not in-game purchases.
They are.
They're not. You buy it for a different store.
No, you can buy it through the game.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I would personally just not do that then, because I feel that's just confusing a lot of people.
It's not.
I get what you mean. It's not the same as microtransaction, but it is still a purchasing game.
Yeah. It's just a better value microtransaction, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I'd argue that, like, if you're paying things through it, like the game itself, like you're kind of mitigating like reviews and things. Which I don't like. Like, it should be only like accessible. DLC should only really be accessible through the actual storefront the actual game is on to have reviews for it.
The thing with this is that they've said in the past, like usually, like the new Call of Duty games, they release without microtransactions in them, so they can avoid the tag, and then they add them later in an update. But by that point, lots of people play on console, so you've got all these PS4 and Xbox boxes without the in-game purchases tag on them. What are they going to do? Are they going to reprint all of them once they add an update that adds the microtransactions?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for those sort of things. You're planning to add DLC, you have to add it. Yeah, I think it's great for that.
That's the idea of this. Is if you plan to add that sort of stuff later, they're trying to stop you from, just saying no, it's not in the game, and then adding it later.
Yeah, I personally think PC Red just shouldn't be selling their DLC through their games because I think it is bypassing the review system. So I think it's fair enough that they have to have that slapped on their games.
Well, I think if you sell DLC for your game, you have to have that tag.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think that's perfectly acceptable. I was going to really say like, I didn't realize you actually just buy the DLC through the game itself, like bypassing. And it's like, okay, if just having a DLC is enough to have that, it's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, no, that makes sense.
But I don't know if it's specifically you have to buy it through the game, or maybe it just exists on the store.
It just has to exist if you can buy it through the game, right?
No, but like if you go in the store, of like if you go on the Xbox store and you go, I want to buy Cyberpunk, and then you can also purchase Cyberpunk DLC as well. That's probably still included in in-game purchases because it's a purchase for the game.
That's not in-game purchase then, though.
Technically, it's content for the game.
It's
that
content
you
for the
need
game,
the
but it's
base
not
game
okay.
for, which is what DLC is.
I reckon it won't, because that's what I was saying. Like, if that's all it requires you to have in-game purchase, this is.
I think every game that plans on adding DLC is going to have in-game purchase. Any game that. Sure. I think that's how it works now.
No, I think only if they actually sell it through the game itself.
Okay.
It's I don't know.
That's your guess.
We'll see. I'll write it down. See who's.
Okay. Apparently, a bunch of Naughty Dog Last of Us 2 footage was leaked on the internet. So if you are looking forward to The Last of Us 2 in the story, stay off social media and YouTube. Yeah. Don't look at any spoilers because a lot of that information is already out. They've said that it's disappointing to see the sharing of the pre-release footage for the development. So if you don't want to be spoiled, don't look that up. Let's end the podcast. We've got a video for Peter Molyneux. He posted on Twitter a teaser video for a Peter Molyneux game.
What?
Yep.
Okay.
It's called Who Heart We. It's about 12 seconds long, and it tells you nothing about the game. And I'm like, that's a Peter Molyneux trailer. I don't know. Peter Molyneux might actually just be making his own game. I don't actually know, but we'll see. Anyway, that's the end of the podcast. You can check us out. The Inbetween Podcast and everything Inbetween Podcast on YouTube, twitch.tv/Scorn if you want to watch it live, and at Scorn2000 on Twitter if you want to keep up with updates over there. Thank you to Dave and Andy for joining as emergency guests.
Thank you for having me.
And I will see you another time. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.